Well, hello again. My name is Missy Erickson, and it is a pleasure and an honor to be here today to speak to you about my mentor and friend, Mary Carlson. Because not all of you know her on the level that I do, allow me to catch you up to speed on this wonderful woman and her accomplishments and contributions that she has made to support Western heritage and the rodeo lifestyle throughout the state. I think by the time I'm done, you're gonna like her just as much as I do. Mary Carlson was born Mary Bame on March 28, 1945. Her family attended rodeos with her mother and father, Lydia and John, and her siblings, Richard, Kathy, and Bob. John, her father, helped out with the Raleigh rodeos and also the Almont rodeos, and Richard started riding saddle broncs at a young age. Mary married the love of her life, Dale Carlson, on September 30th, 1967, and became even more involved in rodeo, supporting him as he competed in calf roping and team ropings throughout the state. In the early 1980s, Mary started secretarying team ropings and barrel racings. In 1985, she took the job as Central Entry Secretary and Secretary-Treasurer for the Rough Rider Rodeo Association. Mary knew the ins and outs of rodeo, but really had no training in the formal rodeo secretary arena. Because of this, she used her knowledge of rodeo to create processes that she would revise as needed to be as efficient and accurate as possible. The Rough Rider Rodeo Association would become like home to Dale and Mary. Can you believe that they have traveled each summer for the past 35 years to be an instrumental part of these rodeos? That's pretty incredible. While being in charge of the entries and the draws and the results, Mary also filled the role of cheerleader and number one fan of her husband and her children, Greg and Sandy, which are with us today. And once those grandkids came along, she also had her hands full balancing her duties in the rodeo office while sneaking out every now and then for every other event so she could cheer them on as well. Mary spends her summers traveling week after week so that people across the state of North Dakota can compete and enjoy rodeo. And being a secretary can be a thankless job. You often get the heat when things don't go well, and very little credit when the rodeo goes off without a hitch. But Mary doesn't do the work for the credit or the glory. She does the work because it gives her the opportunity to be with the people she loves and to do the things that she enjoys. As if she wasn't busy enough, in 1995, Mary became the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association Great Plains Regional Secretary-Treasurer. In this capacity, Mary had become a sort of rodeo mom to the college cowboys and cowgirls who were adjusting to rodeo without their parents by their sides. She is adored and respected by the contestants and the staff in all arenas. In 2003, Mary was awarded the Secretary of the Year for her contributions to the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association. And in 2006, the Rough Rider Rodeo Association paid tribute to Mary in their contribution that she makes to their association in their 25th anniversary book. To this day, she still remains busy with the secretary-treasurer positions and continues to secretary local rodeos. Between the NIRA and the RRA, Mary has been an acting rodeo secretary for over 500 total rodeos, while traveling over 13,000 miles a year, and she is still going strong. Mary truly enjoys her work, and more importantly, she enjoys who she works with, especially me. Okay, maybe not, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Mary's passion for the sport of rodeo is unending. I am very confident when I say that those who work with Mary all agree that she is very diligently and consistently enforcing the rules and the procedures set forth by the associations in which she works. Mary is detail-oriented and exhibits professionalism at its finest while still being patient and compassionate in her role as rodeo secretary. Integrity, honesty, and fairness are all attributes that Mary contributes in and out of the rodeo arena. There is one thing that holds true. Rodeo has always been a family affair for Mary, but it doesn't just include immediate family. The coaches, judges, committee members, stock contractors, and contestants all are her family when it comes to rodeo, and Mary treats them as such. I'd like you to raise your glass and join me in with a toast, if you would. For a lifetime of supporting and promoting the sport of rodeo in North Dakota, Mary Carlson, you deserve to be inducted into the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame.
Like Steve said, how do you follow that? She kind of said it all, took the words right out of my mouth. But I'll try to go through my notes here and fill in some blanks. In addition to all these things that are strengths of Mary, I want to say that I've been a neighbor to the Carlsons for 40 years. And I'll guarantee you that there's not a more Western, a more rodeo, a more cowboy and cowgirl family in the state of North Dakota than Dale and Mary Carlson and their kids. They all deserve a big round of applause. I'm here to speak in support of Mary Carlson's induction into the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in the rodeo arena category. This category recognizes and honors those people who, without their dedication and hard work, rodeo would not be as we know our great sport today. Mary's nomination is an opportunity for the trustees of this organization to make a statement for all of those people who work tirelessly behind the scenes, a great many of them women, and without their contributions, rodeo just could not function. Mary has worked for decades as a central entry and rodeo secretary for the Great Plains region of the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association and the Rough Rider Association. And anybody that rodeos knows what a difficult, nearly impossible, and often thankless job central entry and rodeo secretary can be. Anyone who has entered rodeos through Mary Carlson's central entry knows how even-handed she has always been to balance the contestants and their preferred entry times with the needs of the rodeo committee and the rodeo stock contractors. Central entry has to put together maybe 1, 2, 3 performances and slacks and keep everybody happy. Central entry needs to be fair to all, playing no favorites, whether you are a champion in multiple events going down to mini rodeos or you're just a novice just getting started. A central entry secretary must put together each performance, keeping sections as even as possible for the stock contractors, the committees, and most importantly, for the spectators. Mary's principled fairness and firmness is legendary. So much so that the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association awarded her their highest honor, National Secretary of the Year Award in 2002-03. And I'd like to read just a small part of a letter sent by the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association National Commissioner, Roger Walters. He states, "We believe Mary Carlson is a perfect candidate for induction into the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Mrs. Carlson has been the NIRA's Great Plains Regional Secretary for over 20 years. She has been in charge of the Great Plains regional results, regional entries, membership rosters, year-end certifications, coordination of all judges' sheets, entry receipts, participation reports, national rodeo reports, and so much more for decades. Mrs. Carlson is known for her accuracy, her dedication, and her strong work ethic. The students and coaches in the Great Plains region know that they can count on Mary. She is every aspect of the perfect rodeo secretary. She doesn't bend the rules for anyone, yet she is still compassionate, which is a talent in collegiate athletics." And I have to say, as was stated, Mary Carlson comes by her rodeo love naturally. It's in her family DNA. She was raised on a ranch near Carlson, North Dakota. Her brothers Richard and Bob, saddle bronc riders, and respected rodeo judges, both of them. We and the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame have mostly inducted rodeo royalty, so to speak, champions, celebrated stock contractors, celebrated rodeo producers, celebrated bucking stock, using horses, and rodeo queens. It is long overdue that those who serve before, during, and after each rodeo be celebrated and recognized. Finally, it is important that rodeo gives credit to deserving women who are sadly underrepresented in our Hall of Fame. These women toil for the success of our sport. Their accomplishments, their dedication have for too long been neglected. You trustees have a chance to right this unfortunate oversight. You can induct Mary Carlson.